y'all, it's your girl Kim Ray, and this is Kim Ray Music TV, and I'm back with another Queen Sugar review. This is season 4, episode number 3. If you're new here, you already know what to do. Subscribe down below to my channel, like this video, share the video, and comment what you thought about this week's episode, and make sure you link up with me in the links in the description box below. Alright, so this episode kept us on our toes. Nova girl, I tried to have your back. I was with you until Jimmy Dale. I was with you. I was trying to... Oh, okay, we're moving too fast, though. Okay, let's start from the beginning. So Vi is at work. She's trying to get herself together, right? Because she's read these parts in this book, obviously tapped into a part of her past that she's not ready to face and shouldn't have to be ready to face, or that she thought that she'd moved past, right? And it seems like, in most of our lives actually, it seems like as soon as we start to get a little happiness, things start happening to make us question our happiness, because it's like, I was just happy, now I'm mad, now I'm sad. And just like we seen Nova happy at the beginning of the episode, we already knew everybody was going to be mad at her by the end, and that smile was going to be gone. But Vi's trying to get it together. She's crying in her office, you know, trying to get her face together. Hollywood sees her, and so he knows that she's read the book, and you know, he's just trying to be there for her the best way that he can. Now, what I do wonder is if Nova put the fact, you know, Hollywood being married when he met Vi, if she put that part in there. Maybe she didn't, because I think at least Hollywood has read the entire book. But what I'm noticing is everyone has not read the entire book, which is annoying, because it's like, if you're gonna come for this girl and her art, somebody has to have enough maturity to read the whole thing through and then sit down and ask her, what the hell? Okay? But nobody can do that, because it's like they can't see past their own hurts being out there. And I don't blame them at all. But at the same time, to better understand why she did it, which I don't even really think anyone wants to know why. I think they just would rather her not done it. Okay, so she goes out, Vi goes out into the restaurant, and Jimmy Dale comes in there. And Vi's up front by herself, which I thought this was very good writing here. I thought they were going to make us wait a little longer. They didn't. But Jimmy Dale comes in. It causes her to faint. That's how much trauma this man brought to her life. And, you know, he kind of helps her and lets Hollywood know that she fainted. He thinks that it's just a good Samaritan. He disappears before she can fully come to. And I thought that we were going to go throughout the episode with Vi thinking that she hallucinated it all. But no, she realizes that he really was there. She lets Hollywood know, and Hollywood is not happy, just like my man wouldn't be and your man wouldn't be, okay? Hollywood's like, yeah, homeboy that was down there with the white Santa Claus beard, you hold him right there, I'll be down there in a second. Okay, because Hollywood does not play about Vi. He don't play behind Vi. And honestly, it's refreshing to see something like this. This show is just so good for us as a community, honestly. And even if you're not black, it's good for you to see the black experience, honestly. But just to see a black man who just loves his black woman and wants everything for her and is willing to protect her at all costs, that's just good to me. But he goes down there and he sees old Jimmy Dale, David Allen Greer, and he hems him up, and he thinks he's all good because he done threatened him and followed him to the state line or the interstate and watched him get on the highway. And I was thinking to myself, Hollywood, you can't be this naive. You really can't be this naive. But Hollywood was that naive. We're going to skip on past. We're going to skip on to the very end when Jimmy Dale shows up at Vi's doorstep. You can see in Vi's eyes, you know, with her throwing up through the episode, with her having this little keepsake box with a little pink band on it. Maybe that was their daughter, or maybe it was when she was hospitalized because of what he did to her. Maybe, I'm thinking. I couldn't catch that part. It happened kind of fast. But it's kind of giving us a picture of who Jimmy Dale was in her life. And so when he shows up at her door and we see this look on her face, it's like, I don't know if anyone's ever been in an abusive relationship, whether it's verbal, domestic, physical, you know, all that. But when that person comes back around who had so much authority over you, just the way that they're talking to you can cause you to kind of slip back in that. And you see her doing that, slipping back into that. But then we see like her strength kind of blossom. And, you know, she invites him in. And I'm like, maybe she feels like she's strong enough to handle it. Maybe she feels like if she nips it in the bud, then he'll just leave. I don't know, but we could have had that talk out on the porch. Lots of room out here. It's not raining or anything. So she invites him in. She wants to know why he's there. And I kept asking that question. Why out of all the times is he here now? Some part is missing, which I thought this was clever writing also. These writers, these producers, all of that, y'all doing the thing, okay? But it just so happens that Nova shows up. And she's, you know, fighting him. And, you know, the man is just still got this nasty, controlling rhetoric. And it just was so, I mean, the crazy part is it's real. Okay, these men who do these women like that, they come back around, they don't feel like they did anything wrong. And that's what he said. I don't feel like I was wrong at all. I came to say sorry, but I ain't sorry. And I'm just like looking at this screen like, who is writing this stuff? Who is writing? It's good. It's good, okay? Hollywood, you know, they got to call Hollywood off of him because when he catches him there, he punching him out. You know, he ready to get busy with him. And Vi is like, please, you're going to kill him. But Nova linked up with Jimmy Dale, which is why he is back in town. And I cannot for the life of me figure out, what did I write down? What did I write down in my notes? I cannot for the life of me figure out why Nova could not be proactive. You done brought this man that put your aunt in a hospital, that really like her whole like young adult time was just all messed up because of this man seemingly. And, you know, she's so mad at you that she has that calm. Y'all know when a black mother or a black woman gets that calmness, they so mad, we so mad that we're calm in our mad. And she said, you don't even darken my doorstep. Don't bring flowers to my grave. I said, she said, it won't be today. It won't be tomorrow. It won't be 10 years. And honestly, those words are hurt more than any whooping or beating you could ever receive. So, but what I'm interested in is how they're going to turn this around, because Queen Sugar's about family, right? And when you're a family, all this division, it kind of contradicts your message of family and staying together. And of course people stay together through the good, but when it gets rough and when it gets mad or bad in whatever way, does the family stay together? And that's what I want to see here. I want to see if they're going to try to have some tragic event happen, and that's how they bring the family together, which is usually like the Madea way, right? Or are the kids gonna do it like Blue and Micah, like they did on Soul Food, as somebody on Twitter pointed out? Or are we just going to have Nova? Are we just going to have Nova just force them to get back cool with her? I don't know how we're gonna do it, but I want to know, because a lot of families are divided because of all the nuances that people focus on, all the itty bitty little things. She did this, they did this, he did this, that hurt me. And you're just hurt, and everybody's just hurt and divided. So I would love to see how they're gonna fix this, all right? But I got off track, but I really want to know why, if Nova's so organized, you know, she's saying that she went to go talk to Jimmy Dale because she wanted to get both sides of the story, and she wanted to understand, and, you know, she wanted to make sure she was telling the story right. But for me, it's like, you gave this man who beat your aunt, okay, the benefit of letting him know about this book that you're putting out, but you didn't tell your family, though. You ain't tell your family Like, and the fact that you didn't think that he was gonna pop up, knowing the type of man that he is, and even when you found out in that moment, you didn't come to your aunt and say, listen, or bring everybody together, listen, I'm writing this book, I'm writing this piece, it's therapeutic for me, you may not understand it, but I'm writing it from all these different perspectives, it's gonna help all these different people. You may be upset with it, but here's my truth. I prepared you for it. Do what it is that you may. Okay, I'm gonna go to the Bahamas and I'm gonna put my book out. Okay, but she did not do that. Everything that she's doing, she's having to be reactive rather than being proactive. And honey, when I tell you being proactive is the hardest lesson that I had to learn, that I'm still having to learn, accountability and communicating and being strong in your truth. If your truth is going to hurt feelings, you still have to tell the truth. I cannot stand. Y'all, I'm getting hype in here because Nova would not be wrong for her art had it have been her truth she was telling and she had been proactive before she put all of this out. Okay, that's the most annoying part to me. It's like she could have went about this a different way. They probably still would have been upset that she's putting it out, but they would have known prior to, maybe better understood her message, maybe better understood her intentions before it just got out there. And honestly, she just did it so sneaky and backhanded that it's like, Nova girl, like, for you to be so strong, you're also like really passive when it comes to your family. And I honestly think, girl, this is deep, that what I'm about to say, but a lot of times, a lot of us are different people than who we are with our family. Nova seems to be strong, outspoken, and you know, she has all these unsolved issues from when she was a child of feeling like the middle child, seems like, right? Neglected, and Charlie was prettier. And so maybe this strong voice that she has, this just came to me, I don't know, but maybe this strong voice that she has, maybe she felt she couldn't come to her family because they would have muted her voice. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But there has to be some kind of courtesy that people get when you're going to put their lives in your book, because consequences, like Charlie said, you have to worry about consequences. You have to think about consequences when other people's truth is coming out of your mouth. Child, I don't understand Nova. Like, she's in this interview. First of all, she took all this time trying to find an outfit. She put on every article of clothing in the closet. But she's having this interview, and the girl is like sitting there with her mom, you know, feeling proud of the fact that they've read this book and they've been able to open these wounds and try to get them repaired. And she's asking her about her relationship with Charlie. Well, honestly, if you are healed from a situation, then you have no problem speaking about it. So when you knew you were going to put it out in your book, if it was not wrong, you would have said something from jump. So I have two ways that I feel about that. Maybe she felt like her voice is going to be muted, but honestly, once you get it on black and white, once you got it written down, once you've gotten it out, even like in a journal, you should feel vindicated. You should feel a whole lot better. And Nova, this just feels like revenge. Let me see what else. Micah's reading the book and he comes across the part about Charlie paying off this woman millions of dollars, right? So we tap into this whole like Charlie protecting her son, because he also gets like a death threat in the mail. Charlie then he brings it to his mom. Charlie then goes to bring out lots of death threat letters that she's received. And she kind of shows him like, this is why I sent you to Paris. This is why I had a secret security detail. And you know, I kind of felt flawed when I was watching this, because a lot of times mothers protect their children the best way that they know how, and children are lost. They don't understand, like, why did you go through these lengths to protect me? Because in my experience, from my perspective, I didn't feel protected. I felt confused. I felt lost. I felt like I wasn't heard, right? And so when you do that and you don't explain why you're doing something, because in the Black community, it's very popular to say, I'm the parent, you do as I say. I'm not going to explain anything. I'm just going to tell you to do it, right? And so because nobody's explaining to Micah what's going on, he's becoming a man. He's starting to learn and have his own experiences in the world. So because nobody's explaining that to him, he's growing up thinking that his mom is out to get him. Maybe he doesn't understand the protective things, right? And so she shows him, but to me, it's kind of too late. Like, if you're not real with him, to let him know the real, then he's going to resent you for that protection. And then it's going to become overprotection because he does not understand. And that's what is happening here. Like, it kind of seems like he's flawed. Like, he wants to love his mom and understand, you know, the reasons why she's doing the things that she's doing. But she's so secretive and she's so like, put on my cape and save my child and save the world, that she doesn't realize that her child has a personality. Her child has views and beliefs and perspective, and is gonna want to know explanations and have their ways that they think about things. And I don't think that parents, I don't have kids, but I don't think that parents realize when their kids start to, you know, get a certain age, then they start to understand the world for themselves and they start to have more to offer than just kid stuff, right? So yeah, that's my little piece on Micah and Charlie. Okay, Charlie and Jacob look like something going down there with the Boudreaux, with the Landry estate. You know, we're gonna see more of that later on. But y'all know I really like to focus on the mental health of it all, healing our community, like all of that. Let me see what else in here. Ralph Angel is on another date with old girl at Vi's Fries Pies. And she says that she did a background check on him. And I thought this was really refreshing because before I met my husband, y'all, I did my research. We all do our research when we meet someone. We start asking around, you know, trying to get a feel for who this person is. And then she read his file. She knew about his background, but she decided to look at the person, not his circumstance. And honestly, black women be doing that. Black women be doing that. I need black men to get on that level. But black women be doing that. Like, I understand that he's been through this and had that and did this, but I'm going to be open and optimistic and let this person in and develop a relationship off of that and take him for who he is instead of what he's gone through. Now, I can say that black women have no problem doing that, even to our detriment. But sometimes when you're able to do that and be open and see past all that, because some black women don't do it. But when you're open to see past all that, you realize that you find your soulmate, or you find the person that you're supposed to be with. So it's very endearing to see these two on a date, figuring each other out. We also get Ralph Angel telling Darla that part is in the book. Darla's smart enough to know. She's like, well, if she wrote about that, she had to have written about other stuff. Ralph Angel said he didn't read far enough to see that. But when they find out that moment of Hollywood finding Blue is in that book, it's going to be tough for her. Y'all, we see her like toying around with alcohol. And I'm like, I really hope this is the moment that Ralph Angel and Darla get back together. I really do. I don't know why I want them to be back together so bad, but I just want for Blue to just have his parents. And I know that they're only broken up because of Ralph Angel's temper. That same grace that I was telling y'all that we be giving black men, if he would have gave that same grace to Darla, they'd still be together. Because he honestly broke up with her because their 8-year-old child, maybe 6 at the time, 6, 7, is like not theirs. Not his. And I mean, you can be upset about you going this whole time not knowing that wasn't your child, but the fact that this child's now 6, 7, you're still gonna love him the same. Like, why would y'all then break up? I just really want them to get back together. All right, so I think that's all that we got on Queen Sugar this week. I do think that we're gonna get it next week, even though we have 4th of July. So I will have a review up for Queen Sugar next week, but not Pose. You guys remember that won't be back for another 2 weeks. But you guys comment down below what you thought about this week's episode. It looks like it's only gonna get crazier. I'm just nervous for Nova. I want this to turn around for them. I want us to find a happiness. You know, a lot of times with life, it does not end with a pretty bow on the end, with us riding off into the sunset. A lot of times it just stays bad for a long time. And because of the authenticity that these writers put into everything, I just hope that they don't leave us just sad for Nova, like, for the year. Okay, so y'all let me know what you thought about the episode down below. Subscribe to my channel and link up with me in those links in the description box. I'll see you guys in the next video.